Does your aloe vera plant look like this? You think it's dead? Are you ready to throw it away and go buy a new one? Well, don't, because in today's episode, I'm going to show you how to grow one successfully, how to keep it nice looking, and if yours looks like this, I'm also going to show you how to bring it back from the dead. So I have a few aloe vera plants right here that don't look the greatest. And a lot of you are probably going to say that you probably need to throw them away and start over. But you don't have to, because there is still hope. Aloe vera plants are one of the easiest plants to grow out there. I always say, if you kill one, you probably need to pick a different hobby. Even at this stage, it's still not too late. There's still hope. And let me show you. Alright, so let's get to the point of the video. So your aloe vera plant looks like this. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, unfortunately, it's not because you did not use fish emulsion. These plants right here, like I said earlier, they took frost damage. And aloe vera plants, they can grow anywhere as long as ice doesn't hit it. And the reason why is because, well, the leaves are full of water. And when it gets too cold long enough and it freezes the water inside the leaves, they will actually burst open, blow up, and then that will actually kill the tissue of the plant and kill the plant eventually if it gets too cold for too long. But fortunately, these plants right here just suffer frost damage. Frost damage, what's actually going to do is whatever it touches, it's going to kill. Just think of ice against your skin. If you keep it there for too long, what do you think is going to happen? Well, the same principle applies to your plant. Now, this is not the end of it, because this plant over here will come back. The only difference is it will take a little longer. Now let's talk about the sun requirements. Will lack of sunlight cause your plant to look like this? And the answer is no. Usually aloe vera plants that are in full shade, they usually don't grow that well. They will look nice. The leaves may get bigger. I got another one over here I can show you. And by leaves, I mean these leaves right here. They will get bigger, they will stay green, and that's usually what's going to happen in the shade. Now, if you keep it too shaded, they're just not going to grow that well. Most plants, even here in the desert in Arizona, they require full sun, or at least a few hours worth of sun. So what will happen to your plant if you keep it in the shade? It's just not going to grow. Now, let's talk about full sun. So here in the desert, it gets extremely hot, right? Now, usually in the summer, these plants right here, as soon as it starts getting 100 degrees all day non-stop, well, they will sunburn, especially if they have not been acclimated to the sun. How do you acclimate your plant? Well, you expose it to the sun a little bit. But that will not work here in the desert, because no amount of acclimating your plant is going to get it used to 110, 120 degrees all day long. So if you have an aloe vera plant, especially in a container like this, expect it to sunburn in the summer. Now, the sun is not going to kill your plant. It's just going to make it look ugly. And usually this plant right here, it's actually green. But as you can see, I don't know if you can actually tell from the color on the camera, it is not green. It's more of a tan color. And that is because of the sun last summer. But this plant is not dead. This is just cosmetic damage. And we're talking about frost damage right now. So let's say your plant actually took frost damage like mine, and you're not sure if it's alive or dead. Maybe like this one right here. This one looks terrible. So the first thing you need to do is you need to pull your plant out of the container completely out. And then what you're actually going to do is you're going to separate it. The good thing about aloe vera plants is they actually propagate themselves from the root system, and they grow so easy that even if you lose one or two, you're always going to have babies. You see this one right here? This is a baby right here. So what you do is you get some dirt, potting mix. It doesn't really matter as long as it drains the water. Aloe vera plants growing anything, they're bulletproof. So you get your babies, and then you just pot it up, just like this. And just like that, we have a new plant. Now I can go ahead and sell this plant right here once it's fully rooted for $5. And then look, I got millions right here. I'm gonna be a millionaire. I'm just kidding. No, you're not gonna get rich selling plants. Just giving you a heads up right there. But anyway, so this is how you're gonna save your plant. You're gonna pick the nicer looking ones in here, and you're just gonna separate it. You see, I got 1, 2, 3 over here. I got 4. This one just started coming back, and look, the whole thing is dead on the top. It started coming back from the root system. So I got 5 right there. I got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I got 13 plants just from this little container right here. 13 plants. That's a lot. And all these little babies right here, in ideal conditions, usually warmer climates, within a year or so, you're gonna get a plant that will look like this. Aloe vera plants are extremely easy to grow. So if you're getting into gardening and you want to grow something that is bulletproof, that you probably won't be able to kill even if you wanted to, why not try an aloe vera plant? So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna pot up a few of them. Now I'm not gonna put them in single containers, all of them, because that's just gonna take too much space. And then right now I don't have the time to do that. I do have the space, but I don't have a way to care for them right now. So I'm just gonna put a few in a container, space them out, so as they start growing, they have some space, and then just keep them watered, and they will grow. So usually aloe vera plants, if you want to keep it green, beautiful looking, I would say if you live anywhere else in the United States, that is very easy to do, because you probably don't get 110, 120 degree temperatures during the summer. But I do here. So in the summer, if you have your plants in a container like this, expect it to look ugly. Now if you go to the store and the aloe vera plants look green, beautiful, like picture perfect, the reason they look like that is because they're coming out of greenhouses. Climate controlled greenhouses, perfect conditions. They go from the greenhouse to the shelves, and then you buy it. And then when you bring it home, this is reality right here. No nursery out there is gonna have it looking like this, because people don't buy it. People like to buy nice looking plants. They don't really buy ugly ones, even though this is reality right here. So while I'm potting up these plants right here, let's talk about how do you actually keep your plant nice looking. Well, the first thing to do is you need to put it in the ground. A bigger root system will make your plant stronger. So that is true for aloe vera plants. So stick it in the ground. What type of soil to use when you stick it in the ground, it doesn't really matter. These plants are so easy to grow, they will grow in anything. So as you can see, I haven't taken care of these plants right here, the greatest, and then they just grow. They don't care. As long as you give them water every once in a while, they grow. So put it in the ground, and then give it about 6 months or so for that plant to root itself in the ground, and then it will start to grow. Normally plants take about a year to root themselves in the ground before they start growing, but aloe vera plants actually are very vigorous, so they usually take about 6 months or so. So stick it in the ground, and then they will grow. And as you can see, they like to sucker up, so they will grow little plants from the root system, and then they will keep multiplying. So you're gonna get this one right here, and as you can see, there's another one right there, and that one will make its own babies, and the babies will make their own babies, and it's just a never-ending cycle. So, and you're gonna get a cluster like this, and it's gonna be huge. So it's up to you. You may have to do some maintenance. So you may have to dig up the little babies, and then potting up, and then you can have like a garage sale, or go to the flea market and sell them. Give it to your friends and stuff. But yeah, if you don't thin them out over time, they will overtake a large area easily. So with that said, let's talk about water requirements. So what makes aloe vera plants so easy to grow is they will hold water, just like a cactus. So when the plant takes up the water, it will swell up, and then when it goes dry, it's not going to die immediately, because it will use up the water within the leaves to stay alive. And as you can see, the root system of the aloe vera plant is also very thick and juicy, so it holds a lot of water as well. And that's what makes it so easy to grow. There are so many different varieties out there. You can collect them, and then every once in a while, usually once a year, you can see they flower and they look cool. So like I said earlier, if you want to start with an easy to grow plant, just get one. They're very cheap to get, because as you can see from this little container, I got 13 plants, and then I got probably about 50 plants in here. So that's a lot of plants, and they're very easy to propagate. So usually when you buy them at the store, they're not more than $5 each. So let's talk about watering them. So let's say you just bought a plant, and then you have it in the container, or you have it in the ground. So if your plant's in the container, follow I would say for aloe vera plants, follow like a 75 to 100% rule, okay? Normally I say 50% rule, and what that means is wait until 50% of the container is dry, and as soon as that happens, that's exactly how often you water. So here in the summer, that will happen daily. But since aloe vera plants hold water, you can let it dry a little longer. So 75% to even 100% if it's in the container. However long it takes for that to happen, that is exactly how often you water your plant. So here in the summer, these plants will dry probably every day easily. So these plants will get watered once a day in the summer. Now let's say you want to put it in the ground. So how do you know how often to water your plant? Well, when you put your plants in the ground, it's a little different. For the first summer, your plant usually will take a few months to a year to root itself in the ground. So you want to water it just like you did as if it was in the container. So most likely daily. And if not, you can probably do every other day or so. But the surest way to know is just to do the finger method test. So let's say this is the ground right here. You just put your plant in the ground, and then you want to see how often to water. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go in there, and you're gonna stick your finger all the way down there, as close as possible as you can get to the plant, and then see how far down the soil is wet. And you want to wait until it's about 6 inches dry or so, and then that's how often you water. So here in Arizona, with temperatures in the hundreds every single day in the summer, that's going to happen most likely daily or every other day. Now once the plant is fully rooted in the ground, so let's say this plant is in the ground, fully rooted in the ground, to be honest, just treat it like a cactus. They're so resilient, so easy to grow, and then just, I would say, every once in a while when you remember, you can water it. And the good thing about these plants right here, when they go dry, they will shrivel up. Think of yourself as you're getting older, and you get wrinkles, right? The older you get, the more wrinkles you get. So the same thing is going to happen to your plant, but it's not because of age, it's because of the lack of water. So the leaves will shrivel up, and then as soon as you start seeing that, well, that's a sign that you need to water your plant. And what you can do is you can see how long it takes to go from like looking like this to a little shrivel up. Let me see if I can find one here. Okay, so this one took frost damage, but it's gonna look similar. So it's gonna get like really skinny, like this right here, and you can see this is skinny right here compared to that right there. So that's what you're looking for. And then you water it, and then it will take about a day to 2 days, and then the plant will take up the water and it will swell up again. And that's usually how often you water your plant. Now, to kill your plant from not watering it in the ground takes complete neglect. That means that you don't even take a look at your plant for weeks on end, and then obviously if you don't water it in full sun, your plant eventually is going to die, just like all living beings out there that require water for sustainment. Let's talk about fertilization. So what do you use to fertilize your aloe vera plant? You don't use anything. Do you think I've used any fertilizer on these plants right here? I know they don't look the greatest, but that's because of frost damage. But to be honest, all I do is water. That's it. You don't have to fertilize them. Fertilizer will not make it grow faster. What will make it grow faster is if you put it in the ground. Other than the aloe vera plants, they don't have any specific requirements. So if you're in the market to get one, I highly recommend you to collect them. Get all of them. There are different kinds out there, so they look nice usually when you take care of them, unlike me. But that's about it. So don't give up on your plants. If they look ugly, they will come back. You just have to give them a second chance. and probably a little bit of water too, and winter protection in the winter. Now, can you keep aloe vera plants indoors? Well, the answer is yes, you can keep anything indoors, but the problem with aloe vera plant indoors is it needs sunlight to grow. So you can bring it indoors, it's just not going to grow unless you give some sunlight, and the kitchen light may not be enough. As always, everybody, if you like the video, don't forget to like it. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? And as always, I will see you next time.